folks who do not know me, my name is Carolyn Martinez-Class. I'm the Invest in Our New York campaign manager, and I'm squinting at all of you. Y gracias a todos por estar aquí. Para los que no me conocen, mi nombre es Carolyn Martinez-Class y trabajo para la campaña Invierte en Nuestro Nueva York. Nos vamos a empezar a organizar aquí, en esta área, se van en los steps, se van alineando. We're going to start getting organized in this area over here on the steps. Just line yourselves up. I believe in y'all. And we'll give out signs and we'll set up a podium and all that. Sorry if we're going to be super backlit in these photos.
I think I prefer that than the sun on you guys.
Yeah.
So.
Beautiful people, let's pretend we love each other. I want to see everybody's faces. Come on. If you got some short allies who are standing behind you, swap places with them. We need those tiny peanuts to be in front. Yay! I knew it. That's it. Right? Yeah, because I can see what I did.
Some situation is very hard.
Yeah. Many Zooms have occurred.
You'll be coming with this one.
Jamás será vencido. Unido, jamás será vencido.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
No paren. Sun is horrible. It should have. That's all right. The sun is like not too good.
Tax the rich, house the people. Tax the rich, house the rich, house the people. So tax the rich, house the people. Tax the rich,
House the people.
tax the rich,
House the people.
tax the rich,
House the people.
tax the rich,
House the people.
tax the rich,
House the people.
tax the rich,
House the people.
tax the rich.
House the people.
Fund our schools. Tax the rich.
Fund our schools.
Tax the rich.
Fund our schools.
Tax the rich.
Fund our schools.
Tax the rich.
Fund our schools.
Invest in
Our New York.
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 Louder. Invest in
Our New York.
Invest in
Our New York.
One more time. Invest in
Our New York.
Woo! Thank you.
No peace. No peace. No peace.
How's the people?
How's the floor?
Take two. Go ahead, start from the top.
That's the rich. That's the greedy, heartless rich. 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 That's the rich. That's the greedy.
Okay, whenever you're ready, I'll do the Spanish.
So what do we want? Justice. Tax the rich. There you go. Let's try it again. We do want justice too. That's why we're taxing the rich, y'all. So what do we want?
Tax the rich.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Tax the rich.
When do we want it?
Now.
I said, what do we want?
Tax the rich.
When do we want it?
Now.
And if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
If we don't get it,
Shut it
I
down.
said, if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Isn't it a beautiful day to tax the rich?
Yeah.
There we go. My name is Elise Nascimento. I'm with New York Communities for Change. And we organize low-income communities of color across the state, and we are a proud member of the Invest in Our New York coalition that is putting this all together. So we are here today because New York people, as we all know, we are struggling to make ends meet.
Struggling.
The rent is too damn high.
Too damn high.
We can't afford childcare. We can't afford basic needs. The cost of healthcare have gone up. But you know what also has gone up in New York? The amount of billionaires and millionaires. That's right. At the same time, working people are leaving New York in record numbers. And in the meanwhile, some elected officials, including Governor Kathy Hochul and our Mayor Eric Adams, are calling for budget cuts and budget freezes.
No.
What do we think about that?
No.
They're talking about cutting child care.
No.
They're talking about cutting public services that everyday people rely on to survive. And they're telling us, and this is the biggest myth, they're telling us we don't have money. Liars. Liars. That's right, they're liars. Because you know why? You know where the money is. We do have money. We have the most amount of billionaires in the world just in this city. And that number has gone up since COVID. And you know where the wealth is? That's where the wealth is. But that wealth is made on the backs of our people, and it's being hoarded by the top. It's not just the top 1%. It's the top 0.01%. And they're right here. And you know who they donate money to? Take a guess. Who do they give money to?
Charter school.
Charter schools. They give money to also Governor Hochul, right? And they give money to Eric Adams. And right now, that is who they're choosing to prioritize. So we're here to say no.
No.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
So with the 2024 legislative session that's scheduled to begin in the next 5 weeks, we are here rallying as communities today to call on the governor,
Yes.
to call on the state senate,
Yes.
and to call on the assembly to
Yes.
put forward a budget that prioritizes the need of 1%, and the donors to the politicians that are not supporting our communities. So with that, I would like to call our first speaker, who is a champion.
I was like, can I do the introduction
Oh,
in
yeah,
Spanish?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Carolyn Martínez Class y estoy aquí de parte de la campaña Invierte en Nuestro Nueva York. Sabemos que en todos los rincones de nuestro estado los neoyorquinos están lidiando con sueldos que no dan para todos los gastos y con gastos que siguen subiendo. Todo está más caro ahora de lo que estaba hace 2 años, ¿verdad? Las rentas, las utilidades, la comida y desafortunadamente en vez de mirar opciones para ayudar a los neoyorquinos de clase trabajadora, algunos legisladores como la gobernadora Hochul y el alcalde Eric Adams están proponiendo congelarle los presupuestos a agencias críticas y hasta cortar presupuestos de cosas como el cuidado de niños, la ayuda a los inmigrantes y más. La sesión legislativa estatal va a empezar en 5 semanas y nosotros estamos aquí para demandarle a nuestros legisladores y a la gobernadora que prioricen la gente trabajadora de nuestro estado y que pongan adelante un presupuesto que rechaza la austeridad, le sube los impuestos a los millonarios y a los multimillonarios e invierte ese dinero en nuestras comunidades.
So that's right, like Carolyn said, we want a budget that rejects austerity. We want a budget that raises taxes on the ultra-rich. And we want a budget that invests in our communities. Is that right?
That's right.
Now with that, I will invite our first speaker to come up, who is a champion of working class people and the lead sponsor of the billionaires tax, State Senator Jessica Ramos.
Buenos días a todos. I'm New York State Senator Jessica Ramos, chair of the Labor Committee and proud sponsor of the mark-to-market tax.
Yes.
It is a bill that I've now been carrying for several years. One of the most important and novel ways that we can tax the richest among us. I represent Jackson Heights and the neighboring communities in Queens, where actually many of you live and are my neighbors, and I'm so proud to see you here. Because year after year, immigration wave after immigration wave, we are home to our newest New Yorkers, offering them a neighborhood to keep them safe. But unfortunately, economic opportunity is scant for many working families. And that is because so much money is out of circulation in our neighborhoods. Tax revenue is excluded from these cycles. And it's because right now, billionaires are hiding their wealth by buying art, by buying many valuable things that will appreciate with time, but means that it is money that is not being circulated in our economy. And that's why our laws need to keep up with the way billionaires are hoarding and hiding their wealth. My mark-to-market tax would put a tax on precisely those unrealized capital gains and would generate $25 billion in its first year. We are talking about money for childcare, money for our schools, money for job opportunities and training and workforce development, money to get New York back to work. Now is not the time to play. Now is not the time to somehow prioritize 3 casinos for downstate New York as an answer to our economic strife. It is wrong. It is criminal. I, in my backyard, have a billionaire who's not even a New Yorker wanting to take parkland that belongs to us, New Yorkers, as a public good in order to bid and put one of those casinos right in Queens. It is wrong. This is not the way to economic recovery. The best way to economic recovery is to put the people behind me, our family members, the black and brown people that uplift New York every day. Put them into work. Invest in them. Put them back to work. I'm really hoping that my colleagues are going to finally help me get this passed in the Senate and, of course, in the Assembly this year so that Governor Hochul can can give a true priority to New Yorkers and not the billionaires who are driving our state down. Thank you. Bueno, no, me sulfuré un poquito, entonces no puedo prometer que voy a traducir todo, no voy a acordar. Pero bueno, dije muy buenas tardes a todos, mi nombre es Jessica Ramos, soy la senadora estatal representando el Distrito 13 de Queens, incluyendo el barrio de Jackson Heights y muchos otros, en donde le hemos dado la bienvenida tradicionalmente a muchas olas de inmigrantes, incluyendo la más reciente. Y es que carecemos de oportunidades económicas para nuestra gente. Y desafortunadamente las prioridades de la gobernadora cuando se refieren a una recuperación económica están bastante erradas. En este momento lo que ella está proponiendo son 3 licencias para casinos en la parte sur de nuestro estado, o sea, la ciudad y Long Island. Y desafortunadamente estamos viviendo en un tiempo en donde hay más multimillonarios que están escondiendo su dinero en bienes como arte, que sí va a apreciar a través del tiempo y van a poder ganar más dinero, pero quiere decir que es dinero que falta de la circulación de nuestra economía, de nuestras calles. Quiere decir que es dinero que debería ser impuestos que recibe el Estado para poder pagar por las cosas que necesitamos los neoyorquinos realmente, lo que de verdad sería una recuperación económica para ofrecernos a nosotros las mejores escuelas, el cuidado infantil, que hace rato debió de haber sido universal, y estos programas de desarrollo para las fuerzas laborales, porque de la única forma que vamos a recuperar nuestra economía en Nueva York es precisamente invirtiendo en las comunidades como la mía, para que nosotros podamos salir adelante junto con nuestras familias. Gracias.
Así es.
Tax the rich! House the poor! 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 Tax the rich! House the poor!
Thank you. The next speaker will be Micaela Toledano, a member of Make the Road New York.
Hola, mi nombre es Micaela Toledano, soy miembro de Make the Road New York. Estoy aquí hoy para luchar para que inviertan en nuestro Nueva York. Apoyo esta campaña porque yo quiero vivir en una ciudad donde cada persona tenga la oportunidad de mejorar sus vidas. Nueva York no debe de ser una ciudad donde solo las personas más ricas pueden vivir. En este momento, el alcalde Adams y la gobernadora Hochul dicen que no tenemos muchos recursos para los servicios básicos, como pre-K, la educación y las bibliotecas. Pero esto no es verdad. Sí tenemos los recursos, solamente necesitamos usarlos. Mi comunidad y yo no sabemos qué haremos si recortan los programas de las clases después de las clases. Si los padres no tienen un lugar seguro para dejar a sus niños, nosotros no tendremos la oportunidad de mejorar nuestras vidas ni las vidas de nuestros niños, porque no podríamos seguir trabajando. Si no existiera pre-K, tendríamos que destinar todo el sueldo para cuidado de niños, pero no podemos lograr nuestros sueños ni ayudar a nuestras familias si no tenemos los programas más básicos. La educación abre puertas a vidas nuevas y nuevas oportunidades. No podemos cortar estos programas tan importantes. También hay una crisis de vivienda accesible. Muchos neoyorquinos tienen dificultades para permanecer en sus hogares o encontrar viviendas accesibles. Necesitamos que la gobernadora Hochul y los legisladores den un paso adelante y garanticen que todas tengan un techo sobre sus cabezas. Por eso necesitamos levantar los impuestos a las personas más ricas. Sin los servicios básicos para sobrevivir, la ciudad de Nueva York no tiene una red de seguridad social. Se convierte en una ciudad donde solo los más ricos, los mega ricos, pueden prosperar y todos los demás sufren. En la ciudad más rica del mundo no podemos decir que no tenemos suficientes recursos para los servicios básicos. tenemos, solo necesitamos usarlos. Para lograrlo, necesitamos que todos paguen su parte justa y debemos aumentar los impuestos a los megarricos. Es una cuestión de justicia y de cómo podemos crear una ciudad donde cada persona puede prosperar. ¿Se puede?
¡Sí se puede!
¿Se puede?
¡Sí se puede!
We can.
Hello, my name is Marilyn Mendoza. I'm the organizer at Make the Road New York, and I'm going to be translating Micaela's testimony.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Micaela Toledano. I am a member of Make the Road New York. I am here today to fight for an investment in our New York. I support this campaign because I want to live in a city where every person has the opportunity to improve their lives. New York should not be a city where only the richest people can live. Right now, Mayor Adams and Governor Hochul say we don't have many resources for basic services like pre-K, education, and libraries. But this is not true. Yes, we have the resources. We just need to use them. My community and I don't know what we will do if they cut after-school programs. If parents do not have a safe place to leave their children, we will not have the opportunity to improve our lives or the lives of our children because we would not be able to continue working. If pre-K didn't exist, we would have to allocate our entire salary to childcare. But we cannot achieve our dreams or help our families if we do not have the most basic programs. Education opens doors to new lives and new opportunities. We cannot cut these important programs. There is also a housing crisis. Many New Yorkers are struggling to stay in their homes or find affordable housing. We need the Governor Hochul and legislators to step up and ensure everyone has a roof over their heads. That's why we need to raise taxes on the richest people. Without basic services to survive, New York City has no social safety net. It becomes a city where only the richest, the mega rich, can prosper and everyone else suffers. In the richest city in the world, we cannot say that we do not have enough resources for basic services. We've got them. We just need to use them. To achieve this, we need everyone to pay their fair share, and we need to raise taxes on the mega rich. It is a question of justice and how we can create a city where every person can thrive. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Micaela. And the following speaker is Anna Stewart, who is a dietary aide and a member of 1199 SCIU, who will speak to critical investments needed in healthcare in 2024.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anna Stewart, and I am from Brooklyn. I live in Brooklyn, and I work in Brooklyn. I am a 1199 member for over 17 years. I love the job that I do. I love the work that I do, and I love my residents. I'm passionate for what I stand for in Brooklyn. For my residents and nursing homes and residents of nursing homes all around New York State. Our residents deserve the very best quality care. But nursing homes depend on Medicaid funding from the state. And New York State has been falling short on that funding. Underfunding is just simply inhumane. The mega rich have it better than they ever have it. They should be paying more taxes. It is so sad that we need to worry about nursing homes not having enough staff and not having enough healthy foods because billionaires do not pay their fair share. It is so sad that the nursing home in our communities could close. Our doors are closing because some billionaires are not being asked by the governor to pay their fair taxes, to pay what they really owe. Taxing the mega rich would help ensure that the most vulnerable New Yorkers get the quality care they need. I know my co-workers and I will do the very best we can, but we could do so much more when we invest in New York. Governor Hochul, you have the power to make it happen. Underfunding is not for New Yorkers. Make it happen. Tax the rich.
Tax the rich!
Thank you so much, Anas. And the next speaker will be State Senator Robert Jackson.
Yay!
I have to say this, you've been championing this package for many years, and you're also the lead sponsor of the progressive income tax, and he's also one of the best chant leads. I don't know if you guys saw, but
Yes.
Well, first, let me address all of you, because you are the ones that we're here fighting for. And so thank you for being out here fighting to make sure that we have all of the things that we need for our families. Joanna Garcia is my chief of staff, and we just left housing court where people are freezing with no heat and hot water.
Wow.
And the landlord continuously does not fill the boiler, so it goes out, and they have to have a continuous fight with this landlord. So we wanted to be there with them today because they were in court. So we told them that we would go back to them after I come here with you.
Yes!
Because we're all in this together.
Yes!
And that's why there are several bills in order to tell the legislature, to tell the governor, to tell the mayor, and those that are listening, that we must tax the wealthiest New Yorkers. Not all of them, but what about the 1%? They are the ones that have the most resources. And we're not asking to give us 10, 15%, just 1%, a half of 1%, and will give us what we need. But right now, the proposed budget cuts are totally unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
And as someone that has fought for our children to get a good education, that's why I have this sign up here.
Yes.
Because you and I know that education is the key to uplift our families.
Right.
And I'm glad to see the union and the New York Communities for Change and Make the Road and other advocacy groups out here fighting, saying that we're willing to stand up and tell them what we need.
Yes.
We need to tax the who?
Rich.
We need to tax the who?
The rich.
We need to tax the who?
Rich.
And you know one thing? I'll ask them first. We can ask first, and if they don't want to go along with it, then we have to pass legislation in order to make sure that they give their fair share.
That's right.
Because you know one thing? You are the ones that do the work in New York City.
Yes.
All of us.
Yes.
All of us. And I say, on behalf of all of the people, thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do. And billionaires and millionaires, we ask you, give us a little bit more so we can pay our rent, so we can buy food, so we can clothe our children, so we can make sure our kids get a good education. That's what this is about. Tax the rich.
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 There we go. I'm loving this energy. The next speaker will be from New York Communities for Change, Mr. David Alexis.
Hey, I'm so excited to see everyone here today fighting for our future.
Yes.
So again, my name is David Alexis. I am with New York Communities for Change, the co-chair for the Flatbush chapter, Brooklyn. So it is so important that we are here fighting today because the Invest in Our New York campaign to tax the 1% to pay their fair share is one of the most important things we can do for our future.
Yes.
This campaign personally is very personal to me and my family. Over the last year, personally, my wife was hospitalized over 8 times. There were several of them that lasted over 2 weeks where she was hospitalized. And you might ask, why is that? It's because my wife happens to have sickle cell disease. It's the most common inherited blood disorder. It affects over 10,000 New Yorkers, thousands of New Yorkers. And with proper resources, care, and support, we know that all of these people with sickle cell disease can live an active and full life. However, we have a healthcare system that is designed to put profits over people and make the 1% wealthier. That ain't right. So, when my wife needed treatments, they were denied. When she needed medication, the insurance company said she wasn't sick enough to justify the expense. When she went to the emergency room, there wasn't enough stretchers for her to rest so the overworked staff could take proper care of her. As a result of budget cuts, the AITU facilities that would have provided care that would help her stay out of the hospital so she can manage more at home, they were overcrowded, and her appointments were delayed. So it took even longer to even get the care, which caused her to go back into the hospital over and over and over again. She lost months of time because in a hospital bed because she and thousands of New Yorkers like her got lost in the cracks of a fractured healthcare system. And this is one of the reasons why we need to tax the rich.
Yes. Tax the rich.
We need to stop putting profits over people.
Yes.
We need to make sure that New Yorkers, like my wife, get the things that we need. Yes. We need better health care. Yes. We need better housing. Yes. We need better public transportation. Yes. We need better education and child care. Yes. We don't need to continue funding cuts to critical services and the things that we need to bankroll tax cuts and giveaways to the ultra rich. Do we need more of that? No. So let's continue this fight to tax the rich. Let's pass the Invest in Our New York bills and make sure we can invest in our future. Thank you.
Tax the rich! Tax the rich! Tax the rich! Tax the rich!
All right, our next speaker will be Amshala Jairam of the Alliance for Quality Education, a statewide campaign working to ensure all New Yorkers have access to high-quality public education. Amshala, floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Can you all hear me okay? No, I have my mask on. Okay. So my name is Amshala Jairam, Alliance for Quality Education, Campaigns Director. And at AQE, our mission is really clear. We fight for all kids and the people that love and nurture them. We are out here today to ask Albany once again, because we keep having to ask, to raise taxes on the ultra wealthy and corporations so that our babies can have better lives and brighter futures. Right now, 1 in 10 students right here in this city are homeless. Imagine trying to learn how to read or master geometry when you don't have a roof over your head and you haven't eaten all day.
Right.
In Yonkers, 50% of the population lives below the poverty line, while their neighbors in the rest of Westchester have more money than they know what to do with.
That's not right.
In Buffalo, there is a literacy crisis exacerbated by the pandemic. There is lead in the water in schools. And there's a suspension crisis going through the roof. But what did the governor decide to do? She decided to put $1 billion into a football stadium instead of into those communities that are struggling. No matter where you are on the political spectrum, anyone with a conscience should understand that that is not right. Lawmakers love to center kids in their speeches and in their photo ops, but when it comes to making decisions that will actually improve the lives of children, we start to hear a lot of excuses. It's an election year is a common one. But guess what? Kids don't have off years, and their needs should not come at the expense of what is politically expedient. The wealth taxes that we are fighting for are not radical proposals at all. There is nothing revolutionary about a tax on corporations when they buy back their stock. These are really modest, common sense measures that would make a world of difference for our babies. And I'll close by saying this. Our governor often talks about being a mother, but giving birth does not prove your commitment to children. Fighting for them and using your power to ensure that they have a safe and abundant world, which starts by taxing the wealthy, does. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amshala. And our final two speakers are two of our biggest champions in the legislature. I'd like to welcome Assembly Member Marcella Mitainis and meet Senator Jabari Brisport.
Hey, ¿cómo están?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We got Make the Road out here. New York Communities for Change. The Alliance for Quality Education. 1199. Citizen Action. Let's go. We got the Invest in Our New York Coalition. Did I forget anybody? Let's go. Oh my goodness. We are out here because we are sick and tired of working people getting so much taken from them day after day after day, while the rich don't pay you what you owe in taxes and revenue. They raised your rent and took the money for themselves. They raised your food prices and took the money for themselves. They raised your energy bill and took the money for themselves. It is time the working class of New York takes the money back. It is time to tax the rich and invest in our New York. I am a proud sponsor. I'm a co-sponsor of the full package. I happen to carry the heirs tax. Because if you, a working class person, won $10 million in the lottery, you would have to pay hefty taxes. But if a wealthy person inherited a $10 million building from their parent, they would pay baby taxes on it. And that ain't right. We need to make sure that there are hefty taxes on these massive wealth transfers from the rich to their children that can go to help out all of us, not just wealthy families throughout New York. But we must pass this entire package because I am tired of seeing people sleep out in the cold while billionaires get a new stadium gifted to them. We've had enough. We're going to not stop fighting. Let's go.
Sabemos que neoyorquinos están sufriendo y los que pueden colaborar son los más ricos. Hay gente que está haciendo dinero cuando un inquilino queda desalojado, cuando se tiene que quedar en un aguacil, un shelter o un refugio. Sabemos que ellos están ganando, ellos están haciendo dinero. Lo que falta es coraje y poder de la parte política de los representantes para asegurar que estemos poniendo el dinero necesario y invirtiendo en nuestras comunidades, invirtiendo en nuestros inquilinos. En este momento hay legislación que podemos pasar que va a dar alivio inmediatamente. Sabemos que con 250 millones de dólares podemos invertir para un subsidio a nivel estatal para ayudar a los neoyorquinos que necesitan quedarse en sus hogares. Que con 250 millones de dólares podemos conseguir ayudar 16,000 hogares, asegurar que ellos puedan quedarse en sus hogares. Sabemos que los multimillonarios no están pagando su parte, pero ese es el momento de subir los impuestos para invertir en los inquilinos y en los hogares. Es el tiempo para invertir, asegurar que los trabajadores puedan ir a trabajar y que haya cuidado para sus hijos. Ese es el momento de asegurar que nuestros jóvenes tengan un futuro, que puedan conseguir una educación sin deuda y una transición a la economía verde. Este es el momento de nosotros. Si podemos estabilizar los hogares, podemos estabilizar nuestras comunidades. Ahora, los trabajadores están alzando sus voces y nosotros tenemos que apoyarlos.
Tax the rich! Tax the rich! Tax the rich! Tax the rich! Tax the rich!
Tax the rich! Thank you so much, everybody. I actually want to close with something because we're talking about asking the governor to tax the rich, right? And we've been asking year after year after year for basic justice. And I want to encourage us all not to ask, right? As the great abolitionist Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. So I want Governor Hochul to know that we are not asking. We are here demanding. So what do we want?
Tax the rich!
When do we want it?
Now!
He said, what do we want?
Tax the rich!
When do we want it?
Now!
legislators, including Senator Jessica Ramos. Give it up for Jessica Ramos. Senator Tabari Brisport. Senator Robert Jackson. Assemblywoman Marcella Matines. And all the organizations who have joined us today, including 1199 SC. And the Alliance for Quality Education. Citizen Action of New York. Indivisible Brooklyn. The Chinese Planning Council. The Labor Religion Coalition. Our coalition is broad, y'all. Indivisible Harlem. Make the Road New York. New York Community School. And also members of the Invest in Art New York campaign. Thank you all so much. The session starts in about 5 weeks, and we're going to be ready, and we're going to tax the rich. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Yo, don't move. We are going to take a group picture.